All right, everyone. Thanks for listening to another episode of Garage Night. Garage Night brought to you by Cole Street Brewery. Go out to Cole Street Brewery, wear your Full Buddy Cash shirt and get 10% off, or go to Mazatlan, go to Bordeaux Wine Bar. Show up there as well. Get something good. Hey, go to Mazatlan, ask for the Travis Kenny special. They will bring you chips, salsa, and bean dip with 2 waters for free. At the beginning of your meal, you'll get that every single time. It's a guarantee. If they don't, then ask them for it, and then you'll get that for free instead. Still, you get it for free.
It's an amazing deal.
It's a great deal. Garage Night, just guys sitting around, talking, chatting, living life, living large, talking about dumb stuff. We got Craig Bentley on the mic.
What is up?
We got Corey, his brother.
That was weird.
And they brought a guest that I went to high school with. We graduated the same year. And a guy that I played a few sports with, and I can't figure out what team we were on, though. Your friend and mine, Garrett Devol.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's pretty good. Pretty bassy.
Got that deep voice.
Well, let's talk. Let's talk some rapid fire questions. I love rapid fire questions because to me it creates a good conversation. So don't think, just answer as it comes around. Okay.
So Craig does everything.
That is true.
So we'll start.
Be fast.
We'll start with Craig, and then we'll go Corey, and then we'll Garrett. We'll go clockwise, and then we'll go. I want to go fast. It's Talladega Nights.
It's called rapid fire.
All right. If you were to, well, I'm not gonna do that one. Okay, no, I'm not gonna do that one either. Some of these are just kind of rough. Okay, what is the wildest thing that your parents have ever done? Wildest thing that you're like, whoa, I cannot believe my parents did that.
Had sex.
At least twice.
You're like your personality.
Okay, with that,
I don't know what to say.
question on top of that then, have you ever walked in and thought, oh crap, I shouldn't have walked into the house, maybe I caught
I never had that happen to me.
No, honestly, I didn't either.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at some point it didn't happen, but no.
Well, yeah.
Garrett?
No.
With our parents? That'd be weird.
Yeah. That'd be really weird.
Garrett's like, yeah, I
didn't know you
guys.
CJ winked at me.
Yeah.
So for me, I remember I'm a 40-year-old that still gets texts from his mom that listens or that doesn't like my posts. So maybe I shouldn't share this. Yep, I'm going to make a good decision here, not sharing it. Okay, moving on to the next one.
Move along.
But I did have this happen the other week. Kane, my son, burst through our bedroom door.
On Thursday?
And nothing was happening, thank goodness. But he just opens the door. We're like, Kane, what are you doing?
Kane, it's Thursday. You know to get out of the house.
This is scheduled in, boy.
It's
on the board on the fridge.
It has asterisks. I circled it 5 times.
And then I can't even do it. It was bad. If you were a high school principal, what law would you go into effect immediately? You're like, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. What are you going to do? Go ahead, Corey. Don't think. Go.
I don't even know what I would do.
Don't think. Go.
Craig has to read every book to all the kids.
Okay, that's a good one. All right. Garrett?
Kids, wash your damn hands.
Ooh, washing hands. I'd say no cell phones at all. Done. Go.
Daisy Duke's allowed.
Oh my God!
That's so creepy as a principal.
Come on.
I was crossing a line.
I had to do it.
You have girls.
Wait,
yes, I know.
Daisy-
You have girls.
Daisy Duke's allowed or required?
No. That was a joke.
I don't know. Nowadays, it seems like it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
I'm super curious on Craig's next answer on this next one. That one's too easy. Hey, thanks for taking a quick break here. I just want to mention my podcast sponsors, Cole Street Brewery, 1627 Cole Street. Mazatlan in Enumclaw, Washington, as well as Bordeaux Wine Bar as well in Enumclaw, Washington. If you mention the podcast or you wear your Full Buddy Cast shirt, any swag that you have for Full Buddy Cast, you get a 10% discount. We also have a Patreon page where you can search that. Go hit up the link. I have it on the page on Facebook or also on Instagram. Follow the page. I'm always posting pictures. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Back to your regular scheduled programming. All right. What one person would you trust with your most personal possession? Personal, you know that they're never going to throw it away. They're going to keep it forever.
Ooh.
Who's gonna do it?
Well, I trust my wife on that one, but I also trust Corey.
Wow, thank you.
Corey keeps a lot of keepsakes.
I wouldn't give anything of yours away.
Craig would try having sex with it. So it's
But
What is it?
technically,
Yeah,
he
what's
wouldn't
the-
have given it away though.
yeah, Craig.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, it
You
is.
didn't say what we had to do to keep it.
So yeah, for me, I would trust. Not my wife because she's forgetful. Not my brother because he's not that organized. Probably my parents. Yeah, I trust my parents. Yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
I would also choose my wife and possibly my parents. I don't know if I'd choose Corey.
He has a lot of memorabilia.
Yeah,
Keeps all the stuff.
that's a whole lot of bullshit. You know what? You shouldn't trust me now because you give me something, it's in the trash.
What about you, Corey?
Probably my parents. I would go.
Yeah.
And then I trust Craig
Oh wow.
and Garrett too because now he's on the same level as Craig.
I just wanted to see what Craig was going to
Thank you,
answer.
Corey.
Yep.
Because 2 out of 3 questions. His first question was sex. Second question was Daisy Dukes.
That was a joke. I have high school girls. Come on now. It was a joke.
Didn't sound like one.
Whatever. Let's go.
you know most jokes are 80% truth.
Well, like the common answer was parents,
Yeah.
and like you get to be 45, and your parent like gives you something from when you were like 5. You're like, you still held on to this?
Oh yeah. Oh, I got in trouble for that one.
yeah.
My
You need to
parents
stop getting in trouble.
I know. Sorry, I got COVID.
It's cool. I got vaccinated.
What's your favorite soda? Me first, right?
Sure.
Or me first.
Yep.
Favorite soda, Pepsi. Wild cherry Pepsi.
Ruby Red Squirt.
For the longest time, it was Mountain Dew Code Red.
Oh, you were a gamer.
That was Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew all the time. I haven't
No
had
more?
Mountain Dew in a long time though.
Nah, it's been a while too. You know who drinks Mountain Dew every day? Is Brad Darby.
Really?
Yeah, every day. I go in by lunch. Huge Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day.
You may have to get closer to that microphone. Actually, maybe not. You might be fine, actually. All right. What cure needs to be invented? We already know that one. What sport activity are you simply not cut out for that you really wish you were, but you're terrible at it? And we're starting with Craig.
Rollerblading.
That's what you wish you were just like.
Dude, I would roll around if I could, yeah.
It'd be like one of those
Headbands.
80s dance videos, but in Craig and rollerblades.
With spandex on.
I will say I am good at a lot of things. I'm not great at a lot of things, but I'm absolutely horrible at swimming. I can't swim to save my life. Like I remember being in PE class, I'd be like halfway, and then the whole class would be done, and I'm like halfway there, and I'm like, oh,
So it's tiny feet.
it was horrible.
Small flippers.
Is that what it is? Wait, how do you know how big my feet are? You've been like,
Yeah, I have.
okay, I'm into it.
I always say tennis for me.
Oh, really?
I've never really played much tennis, but when I have, it frustrated me. So
Ah.
I would say that would be the mine.
I liked the swimming one, but I'm decent at it. I was gonna say diving, backflip, doing tricks off of the diving board. I am horrible at being scared to do any of that.
You want to know how horrible?
You can come over this summer and try
Yeah.
some stuff.
Yeah,
How horrible I am at swimming. I hadn't been in a pool forever, and I went over to Craig's house, and I went off the slide, like burned my skin off on the slide, and then hit the deep end and just panicked for no reason. No reason. I don't know why. I'm just like, where's the edge?
really.
Yeah, I don't know
You're
what
just
was.
sucking about.
I don't know what it
water.
was. And then I was fine afterwards.
It was kind of funny because his eyes got like really big. Like, I need help.
And then
Were
I
you
was
doggy paddling?
and then I was good.
Was he doggy paddling?
To start, when I hit, I was like, "Oh my god, I haven't been in there. Like, what is this?" And then I was fine. But I'm horrible at swimming.
Makes sense.
I'll stay in the shallow
Water
end.
can be scary.
Yeah, a little teaspoon could kill you.
All right, spouse, girlfriend. Let me ask you this. This is a deeper question. This is a rougher question. This is for people to kind of like question the question. Spouse or significant other, if they are, would you rather have them, if they have to, gun to head, if they have to hold like another guy's hand, how much money would it be to have that person interlock? I'm going with Craig. Craig, how much is it that I have to interlock the fingers?
So you're gonna pay me to give my
To
hold Carrie's hand
to hold Carrie's hand, interlocked fingers
For how long?
for me? Yeah, for how long?
across the street.
For me, I could probably.
You got to split it with her.
She'd charge a lot for
Yeah.
that though.
Interlocked fingers that's intimate.
She's probably gonna tell me that it'd be $1 million for Trav to do it.
Yeah. Anybody else though, it's like $100.
She's paying.
$20, I'll let you hold her hand.
Okay, all
This
right.
isn't a question for everybody. It was specifically.
Yeah.
He wanted to ask
I
you how
just
much
really
it was
wanted
for
You
to
just
know.
want to know how much money he needed to bring next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
To see
Craig
it
said I can
happen.
walk across the street with you if you ask for $20.
Yeah, here's $20. I do want to be at the end of this podcast lifespan. Like pretty much, I would want to know the price for anything that when it comes to Carrie.
Start making a tally board.
Yeah, a beer to dance with her, $20 to interlock fingers and walk across the street.
I think you got to start at a high five. You got to start slow.
Yeah, that's true.
So it could be the new segment.
Craig knew where I was
How
gonna
much
go.
does Carrie cost?
How much does Carrie cost?
Yes, that she probably would not like that.
She probably would not.
You would get that look.
All right,
He's gonna get that look when she hears this.
We're not answering anybody else. I just wanted us to do that just for Craig. 'Cause it's
Well,
always fun for me.
I did it last weekend at Ocean Shores.
You let someone hold your wife's hand?
Oh no, I
interlocked?
thought it was like you hold your wife's hand interlocked.
No, you have somebody else hold your
Oh,
wife's hand.
I didn't understand the question.
That also
Yeah,
happened
no,
last
I was
weekend.
gonna say, did Carrie
No, I
hang
did
out with
it.
you last weekend? I didn't know about it at Ocean Shores.
No, I thought it was like. Never mind. Okay.
Do you want to answer?
No, I don't want to answer that.
Do you
now.
have to get paid to hold your wife's hand? Is that
No,
what you're saying?
that's what I thought you said.
And you're like,
I
"I'll do it
was
for free."
like, I didn't understand that.
Okay,
It'd have been better that way, though.
that would have been. What do you not eat enough of, Corey?
Any fruits and vegetables? Everything I work with.
Your whole produce
Dude,
department.
that's so funny. You're like the guy who's like a janitor. He comes home and is like, I am not vacuuming. I am not cleaning.
That is true.
Yeah,
If anybody gets scurvy, it's gonna be me.
yeah. That's why I got shingles.
It's probably. I'm waiting to get it again. I got my second shot, so we'll see.
When was that?
The second shot?
Yeah.
I was actually fine. I had
No, when was it?
like a week ago.
Did it? They said that the second shot was like the harder
Yeah,
one.
that was good.
Really?
I had like a little tiny headache in the morning, and then I was tired. That was about it.
Did you like schedule the next day off just in case?
I was off Sundays anyway.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
You got shingles like a day or two after, though. It was pretty quick, wasn't it?
It was like 4 or 5 days after the first one. I got shingles, so anytime now. I'm waiting on it.
His arm falls off.
Yeah.
Ugh. I heard it's painful.
It hurt, but I was super lucky. Like it didn't, as far as how some people got it.
Yeah.
Some pictures I've seen of people post and stuff.
Of like vaccine
Yeah.
shingles?
Yeah,
Just
like the whole back, like the
Extreme,
whole body, like
mutant.
extreme, like
wow.
It looks like everything was covered.
Did you get Johnson & Johnson? What'd you get?
No, I got Moderna,
Oh, okay.
2-shotter.
Garrett,
Pop.
Garrett, what vaccine did you get?
You know he's a Johnson.
No comment.
You know he's a Johnson & Johnson guy.
Garrett's got 12. No, Garrett's,
I got them all.
yeah.
We talked about that. Just try to get all of them and see if you get superpowers. You in?
That's the
Or your
only,
eyeballs will shoot out of your brain.
yeah. That's the only way Garrett will probably take it is if
If I can take all of them at once.
yeah
And
only
get superpowers.
only be told that you're going to get a superpower at the end of it. Would you?
Possibility.
Yeah. Would you? What superpower would you want?
invisibility.
Whose answer was that?
No, my answer was if you did get invisibility, what would you do with it? That was the question.
Okay, so what would you do with it if you got it?
What would you not do with it?
Peeping Tom over here.
Yeah. Those Daisy Dukes.
I robbed a bank, so.
Yeah, see? There's so many things you can do.
I
with
would
it.
just go up to people next to him and go, I'm invisible. And then just leave.
Whisper in people's ears.
You know what I would do? I'd go one day, I just thought about this, to a Starbucks, and every time somebody just got their thing, I'd knock it out of their hand.
Or just move it away from them as they go to grab it. What's going on?
Dude, if you
Or
were
tap on the shoulder.
you could mess with people so much where if you were invisible, you could possibly walk through. If you're invisible, you walk through like walls and stuff, right? Probably, right? I would
you're
go.
a ghost now?
What?
You're a ghost now?
I'm gonna say. Well, I would pretend I was.
Okay.
But I would do it in weird ways, where if like let's just say like someone they just got done, like let's say they were masturbating, and I just walk by. And I go,
did you follow him in the bathroom to do this?
We've already established he likes following people in the bathroom.
but I would be like, this is your grandpa. I'm not impressed. I'm very disappointed in you.
I can just see you doing that. Not furious enough, and then just leaving.
Yeah. Or just to give a judgmental wow. This is my grandson.
I love what you would do with your
That's the way you would use your superpower. What would you do?
The situation you'd come into.
I'd make fun of masturbators. It's the only thing I would do.
But you know how many that you would your day would be filled. Like you would be able.
How would you know that they're masturbating?
It'd be like Jack Frost.
How would you know which house to go into? You're just going to go into random houses and wait for it to happen?
No, I would.
Or do you have like a light that goes off? That's another superpower for you. Somebody's masturbating on First Street. And then you go there.
So what I do though is I wouldn't be around like an Enumclaw like place. I would go to like a place where there's like massive amount of apartments. Dude, I just walk around, boom, it's snake it. And
somebody's got to be in that.
I'm going to be hitting somebody up.
Yeah.
Probably like 5 people in one building at one time doing it. Everyone's working from home.
Why wouldn't you wait till you actually come to people having sex, and then you can just say weird things to like she's not enjoying it.
I would actually probably just bring an invisible whoopee cushion around with me. And so as just play, and maybe even a fart, one of those fart smellers.
This is like the worst superhero movie ever.
I don't even know if I want to have this superpower anymore.
Travis in
these situations, I would.
It's Travis and the Furious Masturbators, and that's his superhero movie.
Oh man, that would be fun.
It's a good band name for you.
That is a good band name.
Travis and the Furious Masturbators.
Yeah. That's how you end every show.
One podcast to listen to, it's Cash In with TJ Miller. He will end the show as Yoda having an orgasm. And it's so dumb. It's hilarious.
We should get Jared to do yours. So it's Schmeagol having an orgasm every time yours ends.
Okay, well, thanks for this is now going to be. That was the other thing that Desi B will listen to these, and she thought E meant everyone, so she's listening to it with her kids. So Desi, hopefully you didn't do this one. What is the best? We may have talked about this, but we got Garrett now. What is the best thing to eat at a fair?
Ooh, a falafel.
Ooh, with the powdered sugar.
Heck yeah!
Oh wow, I don't think we talked about that one. Did we do this one?
I think we did because that was elephant.
It was
ear,
elephant.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
corn
kind
dogs
of
too.
the same thing. Right?
Yeah.
But the falafel, that's good. That's like rich man's fair food though. That falafel was
that or it could be the chicken or the turkey leg.
Turkey leg for sure. The Piggly Wiggly turkey leg, so good.
That's what we should do next time. We should go to the fair and just get a big old turkey
Together?
leg walk. Yeah, we just walk around with a turkey leg each.
Yeah,
You in?
I'm done. Yeah,
I'm down too. and a
Third
lemonade.
week of July, right?
Turkey leg day.
Yeah, if they have it, I hope they have it.
They have a banner up.
Leanna should. Oh, they do.
Yeah, they do.
All right, we're doing
That
it.
doesn't mean anything in the state.
Yeah.
They can't
It
take
is Enum Claw though.
turkey leg day.
If the cruise needs to have, then they need to have that. Then if they're
The cruise needs to have turkey legs?
no,
They should. Like you hand them out of your car window to people.
Dude, we just came up with a genius idea.
Yeah.
Ooh, moneymaker.
You get way more people.
.com that.
Turkeyleg.com.
JohnsBeaver.com. What is the worst piece of clothing someone can wear? What do you hate that when people wear something? We're gonna go with Garrett on this. What's the worst?
The Canadian tuxedo.
Oh, that's a solid.
That's what Lee was wearing.
How's that not?
For
That's an
me,
acceptable answer.
baggy jeans. I'm just not a baggy jean guy anymore.
Like sagging or just baggy?
Just
Just sagging is a whole other thing.
baggy. Just the stovepipe looking thicker. Like even like Jamie bought some, and I'm like get boot cut. What are you doing over here? Like, no, I don't want to look at stovepipes. I'm not a stovepipe guy. There you go.
That's fair. Baggy
It's
jeans
not
is what I
flattering.
would have said, but
They're not.
I will say any anything in a guy's hair, like braided or
A man
a
bun.
bun.
A man bun.
Well, that's their hair, but something's holding it together. Anything in a guy's hair.
I think that's just jealousy because we don't have enough hair to
Yeah.
do that with.
No, it's
Well,
not.
yeah,
Even
that's-
if I had like shoulder length hair and it's not going into a man.
Wait,
bun.
time out.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Like what do you like those?
Like what women wear to put up their hair, like in a ponytail,
Like a scrunchie.
scrunchies or stuff like that. There's guys that wear
Or a
that in their
hairband.
hair.
Who? When?
Anybody that uses a
Wait.
man bun.
Have
Yeah,
you seen
that's like-
this?
This is like the new
Well,
style.
no, I can not a scrunchie. Guys don't wear scrunchies.
But they
How
were
what
hands.
is holding that up?
I've seen.
They've got
scrunchies with
they got the
guys.
rubber bandy things. They
So
got
what, I just said anything that a guy puts in their hair.
I saw that the other day at the store. I walk out of the produce department and there's this guy with like a band T-shirt, but it's a belly, like it's cut off.
yeah,
belly T-shirt.
So Ezekiel Elliott was.
It was basically it was Zeke, and he's just chilling by the strawberries, and I kind of walked by, and then
Did you get a glance?
I walked right up to him because he was like looking at me like
You're
he wanted to
bold.
ask a question. So he asked me a question, I answered it, and then I was like, "What are you wearing like a belly shirt in the store for?" Like it was just weird. So
Wow.
a guys rocking belly shirts to buy strawberries is weird to me.
So you were bold enough to go up and ask him that?
I didn't ask him about the belly shirt. He asked me a question about produce, and I was like,
I would have
Man,
flipped it around then.
"If you had a full shirt, I'd answer your question."
Yeah. That's what you should. No, that's what you should do. You said, "Yeah, these strawberries are ripe, and they also." Oh, sorry, you had a half shirt. Gave you a half answer.
We have some navel oranges over there.
Okay, timeout. Were you thinking that one all day, and then you finally like, "Here's my opportunity to say it."
It just popped in my head right now.
I don't
actually.
believe it.
It did.
I don't believe it.
I think it was a Metallica shirt though, so it wasn't like it was a bad shirt. But
Yeah.
you need to the
You
full
ruined the shirt.
the full shirt.
Maybe he went to a Metallica show 20 years ago, and that's the shirt that he wore.
That he
and now
wore.
he's got a little.
Washes so much it just.
I should have
fall
asked
apart.
for the backstory of the shirt, and then I would have respected it more. You're right. That's my bad.
Yeah.
I take back what I said.
Did you answer, Garrett?
No, I didn't. What was the question?
Piece of clothing that you hate.
Tuxedo.
Canadian tuxedo. That's right. Well, let's talk about this then for a moment. Are you guys at that point where, because when you're working from home, well, you're at the shop, you work. Yeah, this is just to Craig and me. Then somewhere, grocery store, or go grab something at like True Value or wherever. But it's like now I have to actually go get real clothes on. Are you a sweats guy and hoodie guy, and for work?
Most of the time, I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah, and
Shorts
then
and t-shirt.
and so then will you just jump in the truck and head out
Yeah.
in
Or-
that same outfit, or will you?
If it's cold outside, I'll throw on a hoodie with the shorts. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
mind it.
I can't do that.
You
gotta-
get like full
You
dressed
get
up.
dressed up to come see me? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I actually did.
I did see you the other day.
I did. I like to pop in and hope to see you.
Yeah.
It was good to see you.
When you go to Safeway, you go and brush teeth,
I
do
do.
your hair, get all
Brush
ready
teeth.
to go.
Dude, someone was so rude at me there. So rude. First off, I said I would shout this
a
out.
customer or an employee?
Employee.
Yeah. Let me know. I'll take care of it.
So and by the way, I've seen that dairy manager guy like every day since that story came out. I think his whole goal is my goal if I was invisible. And then
He's trying to catch you doing
it's
it?
just to shame me for everywhere I go. But hey, thanks for taking a quick break with me. I've been kicking around this idea for quite a while. If you're interested, that's great. If not, maybe one day. And that's it. One day. One day you're going to want to hear your loved one's voice again. One day you're going to want to hear that story one more time. I've heard a lot of people when they are missing someone, they have the photographs, they maybe even have some video footage from their cell phone, but they don't have that audio, that crystal clear, as if you're talking to them on the phone or having them in the living room where you can just pop the earbuds in, listen to their voice one more time. So here's what I'm offering. Come in, you'll sit with me. Just tell me what you want to talk about. And this isn't an episode where I just dominate the conversation. This is where you get to take control of what you want to talk about. It could be stories. It could be that maybe you want to just leave this for your great-grandchildren or your kids or your wife or your husband. Something to where anything were to happen if they're ever missing you. Because, hey, one day, right? They're going to want to listen to that voice again. One day. They're going to want to pop that in and hear that awesome story. So hit me up about this. It's $25 a half an hour. That includes editing. Typically, the turnaround time is a couple days. We'll set up a time, come down, go as long as you want. I'll edit it up a little bit, email you the MP3 document. Now, yeah, could you do this at home on your own tape recorder? Sure. But is it going to have the quality? Are you going to get that MP3 format that you can email your friends and your family? Do a Christmas greeting. Do a birthday greeting. Just tell stories. Is it your anniversary coming up? You want to talk about the time you guys met from your side? Tell your kids. There's so many ways that you could sit down and just have that conversation. Right now, again, this is the beginning stages, so that's why it's a little bit cheaper, $25 a half an hour, and that does include editing. So if it takes a half hour to edit, there's $25 there. So let's say it's an amazing episode. Let's say you really like it. Let's say you want to share it to the people. Well, you got two choices. You now have an MP3 format where you have it for yourself, and then you can start your own podcast. This doesn't have any association with Full Buddy Cast. You're just using the equipment. Or if you want this to go on Full Buddy Cast, because I have people hitting me up all the time. Oh, I would get the ratings. I would get the ratings. I would get the ratings. And yeah, if it's an awesome show, of course, we'll talk about airing it. I'm cool with that. So if you want to come on down, let's get you in here. Hit me up, message me, DM me. I'm super interested in try this out. Hit me up one day. Yeah, I know this person that was working. Because I like the deli breakfast burritos. They're so good.
Yeah.
They are good.
They're so good.
They're a little greasy at the bottom, but they're delicious.
But I don't like Joe's on them, so I will order it without Joe's. And so I walk up and I say, and I told the store manager, I told Renee, I said, hey, I'll shout you out on the next podcast because the store looks amazing. It really does. It's very cool.
Especially that
looking.
produce department.
And Matt too. But the produce department,
Yeah.
the lighting, the remodel looks great. So I said I'd shout it out. I'm shouting it out. But let's get back to this deli. I go over there and this person's just working, head down, putting sandwiches together. And I go, hey, can I get a breakfast? And she goes, it wasn't even out of my mouth. And she goes, over there. Points to this like hot case.
Yeah, the ones they have ready made.
And I go, oh, do those not have Joe's in them? Just like that. Oh, I'm sorry. Do those not have Joe's in them? Because she made me mad. You guys feel like that was pretty ruthless.
That's a pretty mean voice you had.
Yeah, I said, hey, it's sarcasm too. Oh, those don't have Joe's? And she looks at me, she goes, oh, you don't want Joe's? I said, no, I don't.
I would have just told you there wasn't Joe's in them.
I'm like,
With a smile.
Yep.
The weird thing is I was wearing a half shirt of a Metallica shirt, but just the bottom half.
With little clips holding it up.
suspenders.
I had clips attached to my nipple piercing.
As you can see, I don't eat anything that's not healthy. No JoJo's for me.
Cutting the carbs. Doing a keto thing. Yeah, but anyway, she was nice after that. But it was just how she kind of like, and I'm sure she was wanting.
I know who you're talking about.
I'm sure she was wanting me to be like, oh wow, good job, thank you. But I was like not impressed.
But I've learned that no matter if I know them or not, because there's a lot of people that work there now that I'm not familiar with, because there's a lot of new people.
There are a lot of people.
But I'm super, super nice to them. and it helps me down the road when I have somebody make me my sandwiches or make certain things for me. Like
Well, you
it
should be
helps
nice
me
to
out.
anybody making your food.
Right. That's the truth.
Well, I just meant even like when they're not working, like when I first meet them, if they come over and produce or like, just nice, because later on I run into them and then they're like, oh, I'll make your sandwich for you. I'm like, oh, cool. Like,
yeah, that's good.
it takes care of you.
Well, also, you don't know. That's the one thing you don't know is who's going to be your boss. In some companies, like you're like, oh, you got to be nice to everyone because they could be your boss in like 3 years and you would never know that. So that's a good for you. You're your own boss, so it don't matter.
No.
Except
my dad is my boss, but
well, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to get hired as an entry level employee, and I'm going to work my way to the top, and I'm going to inherit, and then you're fired, Garrett.
okay.
Hey, I want you to tell me one thing about Devol Racing shocks that Garrett can verify.
All I know
They're
is that I've already got a motto, and I just thought of it: inherit, fire Garrett.
That's a T-shirt right
It's
there.
actually pretty good.
That's my full goal right now. And then I'd hire you back.
I think regardless, you should.
Well, 'cause, yeah, you do.
No matter what you do,
You're like, you need to do my work for me.
I have no clue what's going on.
you should wear that T-shirt no matter what. Anyway, just make that.
Just what?
That's a good slogan.
Inherit.
Fire Garrett,
Fire
and then
Garrett.
go into the shop and walk around and talk to people. Have you ever met his dad before?
Should I? Can I? I don't know if I can tell the story.
Oh, you have. I just meant that'd be awesome if that was the first time you met him when you had that shirt on.
Yeah.
But his dad is from what I've experienced, and I'm sure other people might. He don't care, man. He is
Says how it is.
He is living his life, and he don't care. He was just blaring music, just clearing his driveway, and I'm like, this guy don't care about his neighbors. Like that. No wonder your Halloween parties are just like Blue Man Group. Bah, 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 bah. It's not a bad thing, but
No, yeah.
yeah. So anyway,
It's living life.
Yeah.
I might
Freedom.
get punched now. Feel kind of bad about what I just said.
Well, we've changed from beating up Garrett to now we're all just going to beat you up.
I did just fire Garrett and then just trashed his dad a little bit too. No, I didn't.
But welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Initiation, right?
No, when it comes to the garage night, maybe you don't care about it being called garage night. I know Lee didn't like it, but did you care?
No, I don't care.
Aren't you guys
No.
like the originators of garage
Well,
night?
it's Craig's garage night. So whatever follows him, it's up to him. I mean,
I'm sure we're not the
If
original
we go to his
creators
house-
of a garage night.
yeah, if we go to his house, it's garage night.
I would
we don't
love-
go anywhere else for garage night.
We should try to trademark it and just
I'm now thinking about shaming. If I was invisible, that's what I would do instead. Just go to all these walk around to all these people hanging out in their garages on garage night. Like, you guys are not the originators.
do not use the word garage night or we will sue you.
It is trademarked.
Was that a ghost? Is your garage haunted? Yes. You can't hang out here now.
The ghost of garage night. Mm. Yeah, you should look into that. Trademark it.
Yeah, registered trademark of
Yeah.
Craig Bentley.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
follows,
I'll look into that.
It follows whatever house you go to. Like, speaking of that, we need to have one soon.
I was talking about that earlier.
So what do you guys
We haven't had
do
one in like a few months.
at garage night? Like, do you guys play poker, or is it just chilling? Like, do you guys do an activity, cornhole, barbecue? Or,
Multiple.
Yeah,
All the
it
above.
progress. Like as we get older, things progress, things change. So yeah, I mean, it just depends
Sometimes-
on what we're in the mood for.
Sometimes we talk about life.
Yeah. That was the last garage night we had. Pretty much life and
Just
it was
sitting?
deep.
Yeah,
it was
no,
deep
We were standing up
conversations.
the whole time,
in
actually.
the garage. In
I couldn't do it.
We had-
in
we-
the garage.
I couldn't do it.
With heaters.
What ended up happening was we had like 3 different circles going with different
We did.
conversations.
Yeah.
What, you guys like a speed dating thing?
It was kind of.
Well, and it like
It was like, do
Yeah,
you want
You
to talk
couldn't
about?
jump from one to the other because you were
Yeah.
in the middle of a conversation.
Do you want to talk about like serious life stuff? You're in this pack over here. If you just want to talk about whatever,
Yeah, I
you're
was
in
This is
there.
completely.
I was literally part of those 3.
Yeah.
It like shifted.
This is completely Corey's idea too. Everyone else was like, "Hey, okay," because we used to do this for our friend group. We'd be like, "Okay, it's Thursday or whatever." No, not.
Whoa,
Whoa,
you let him into that?
we're very open. It was Wednesday. That's why I would be a ghost, shaming everybody. But no, it'd be like where you're hosting it. We called it LUAC, League of Unathletic champions or something like that, where it would be like cornhole, anything that you could play with one hand, and then you play whether it's ping pong, you have to have one hand with the beer, and then one hand that you're whatever you're doing. Could be volleyball. It was whatever the person wanted to host and do. So I picture that like it's cornhole if like Sean does it, or for Craig it's ping pong. But for you, when it came to you, you're like, okay, we're gonna get into 3 different groups, and we're gonna talk about life. But everyone's gotta have a beer in their hand.
Ask him if he enjoyed it.
It did get deep.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it was good conversations.
Just
It's stuck because we haven't seen each other for quite a few months.
Yeah.
Was it
like for a garage
this
night?
year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty recent actually.
Thanks for the
Was
invite.
was it January?
Thanks for the invite.
You were on a different garage night.
We don't talk about deep things here.
When I try to talk about deep things here, I get made fun of and yelled at. So
Yelled at.
Yeah.
Get out! Don't
philosophy, Corey, leave.
leave.
Actually, I believe we only have an hour.
Yeah, but you are very passionate about it. I've noticed more and more. Like your ears,
About life.
Yeah, your ears perk up a little bit when some of these conversations hit.
I'm more
I would
willing
actually
to have those conversations now because things have changed in my life. So yes, I will have
He's
those
seen
more.
the light.
Oh, you got a brain?
Yeah.
The
After-
vaccine?
After all these years, that vaccine started pumping through me. I see.
Whoa!
I can see clearly now.
What was that movie by that wrestler? Was it Roddy Piper? What was the one where he could see?
Aliens.
Yeah. Yes. Was it Aliens?
No, it was.
Oh.
That's not what it was called. Yeah, it was. God, that's where the line of the movie is.
Yeah.
Think
On the
about
spot,
that.
I can't think.
But it's like in the movie, he puts on these sunglasses or something, and he can see who's a real human,
Yeah.
who's an alien. There's parts where the only reason I watched it, this came up the other day, was Skinamax. I think Skinamax was showing it one night, or what was the other one? Showtime. Maybe Showtime was showing it, and I think it had like a N next to it. I'm like, ooh, we're gonna see something. And I think for like a brief second, it was an alien and a human, and they were having relations.
It's They Live.
They live.
Yeah.
That's right.
Anybody that hasn't seen that should go check it out.
Yeah. Best. What's the best besides The Rock? We're gonna kick The Rock out of this one. Best wrestling. What best movie with a wrestler in it that doesn't have to do with wrestling? Okay, it may be an action movie, but what's the best movie out there that features a wrestler?
Triple H is the chaperone.
Yes. Yes, there it is.
Oh, such a bad movie.
Look it up.
Such a horrible
Princess
movie.
Bride on Honor the Giant. I feel like that was a pretty good.
There's a lot of wrestlers that have been actors that are like B movies. Like Stone Cold did a ton of movies, but I think Batista's probably the other one that's actually an actor now.
Actually, the last one with Batista in it, I forget the name of it, with the little girl.
Oh yeah.
The
Who's that?
My Spy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's actually a good show.
That's actually pretty good.
Well, what about cock blockers with Cena?
Yeah, Cena's doing it now too.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen that one. Was that good?
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's funny,
It is funny.
especially if you have girls.
Because he's an overprotective.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
he's like was he like a single dad, overprotective or something? Or
Yeah,
something?
well, it's like a group of
Yeah,
parents.
the parents there.
Yeah.
What movies did Hulk do besides Rocky? Did he do anything else?
He did a nanny.
Hulk Hogan?
Yeah.
Suburban Commando? We talked about this before.
Oh yeah. I realized something when I was editing is that I did not care about Corey's answers at all. I don't know if you guys listened to that, but Corey's like, you can tell it's like maybe the last one, which was not even a real one. Like, who was it? It was Bobby.
You talking about Bob Backlund?
Yeah.
That's a real one. How was that not a real wrestler?
No, I know I know, but like, would you really take Bob Backlund as number 5? I thought that was kind of a joke.
Bob Backlund is
And it was
the
his number
third
8.
longest. Yeah, it was later on, but he was the third longest reigning champion ever.
Okay. I don't
And he-
know who
and he does
is
the
at
chicken
all.
wing.
I have no clue who he is.
Oh, you should watch some of this stuff.
So that's probably why. I've also noticed that when I edit, where I'm like, yeah, and I have no clue what
Well,
you're talking about.
Try being me and have to sit here and pour my heart out, and then you just go, yeah.
It's because I don't know what you're talking about. But I didn't know. Did you notice that too? When Corey would be like, "Okay, what's your number 2?" And you're like, I don't forgot what it was. And then I'm like, "Okay, cool, Craig, what about you?"
We do the
Craig, that
same
was
thing.
really
I try
good.
to give him advice. Like we're talking, I'm like, "Hey, Trav, just take it easy. Think about that." And you're like, "Yeah," and then you start with something else. I'm like, "I was trying to help you. Don't even listen."
You know what you need to do?
What is that?
Become invisible.
Whispered
And whisper in his ear, yeah.
Someone's talking to me. I'm listening now.
I know how to frame it now. It has to be in a children's song to get to you.
Tim Noah. That's funny.
If I sing it as a children's song, you'll instantly click.
All right, Corey, you got 2 minutes. Go.
A children's song?
No. What do you want to talk about?
I'll talk about anything.
No. What's been speaking to your heart lately?
Speaking to my heart.
Ooh, we're getting deep now.
We're getting deep now.
Ooh,
But
we're
I want to.
getting
I'm
deep.
kind of jealous of that other garage night. I want to bring it in here.
What we
been-
were talking about?
No, what's been speaking to your heart?
Basically, what we were talking about, just life and moving on with stuff and what I had going on. I was going through a divorce.
Yeah.
So it was basically a group of guys. We were talking about what was going on, what I was going through, what my plans were, how to move on from stuff, just things like that.
So this week, is it still building off it, or has that kind of like subsided? And are you on to new things that you're thinking about?
I don't think it's just subsides altogether. It's just a process to get through. It's only been, it's not even final yet. So it's just a process as I'm building through it. But I've learned a lot about myself in the process, and a lot about just talking to friends and stuff. A lot of people that I had pushed away conversation wise for a long time and didn't let them in on stuff. And it was just nice to do that. My family's been awesome. My friends have been awesome. So it was,
Got a lot of support.
yeah,
Got a good
those
support system.
conversations on that night. It was a garage night. Everybody's having fun, but some of the conversations were needed. It was just good conversation.
For all of us too,
Yeah.
because there's situations where we would talk about certain things that it would affect all of us.
Yeah.
So it was nice to have that chat and talk about things and get them out.
So then, a lot of healing, a lot of things that people were wanting to say at some point about just in general, whether it's you to them or them to you, or people to even did it spark conversations to other people that were wanting? Did the friend group get closer?
I think it felt, we've always been close, but I've always had a problem letting people in, I guess, with myself. I always just kind of hold myself off as far, if we got together in a group and hung out, it was fine. We joke around and do stuff, but the serious conversations were few and far between for me lately with everything I had going on.
Sure.
So it was nice getting back to that and just kind of being open and, this is what I'm going through, and having the back and forth with people. It was good. Just
I feel like
free therapy for me.
I feel like you are a semi-talkative guy, especially when it's something you're passionate about or talking through something. So did you find yourself not going to the group or hanging out with the group as much just because you'd be sitting there wanting to share, but you didn't want to share?
It went through a long time where I'd go to work and I'd go home, and that's all I would do.
Yeah.
And there's the people that know me, in conversation,
But were you
I could be talkative, but if I don't know you,
right?
or if I was going through stuff, I would shut down. I wasn't talkative at all.
But so was it? But I feel like again, you like to talk though too. So
In
were
certain
you avoiding?
circumstances, yeah.
Were you avoiding trigger areas where you're I don't want to share?
I think subconsciously, yeah. But a lot of it, I built up, in my mind, a lot of it was anxiety stuff where, I was just done with people after work. So I would go home, but it ended up affecting everything. They would go
Gotcha.
do stuff, and they'd be it got to the point where I don't get invited to do stuff.
Yeah.
Because they knew what my answer was. I wasn't going to go out of the house at that point and do stuff. But if I went out and did stuff, I don't feel like I was different. I think it was normal when I actually did show up.
Yeah.
But that was few and far between. So it's just getting through that and getting past that stuff now, and then, talking through that stuff with people that might have seen that in me, but I never actually talked to them about it. So now we through that group and meetings, and just even now, it's willing to talk about it.
That's cool. That's good.
So it's been nice.
Corey's growing.
Yeah.
That's good, Corey.
I'm growing as a human being.
Isn't it crazy?
If you're green, you're growing.
I don't feel like I'm growing anymore though.
Yeah, you are. You're doing this.
Well, no, this is dumb.
You're learning. You're doing something new.
I'm learning. Okay,
You're pushing yourself.
But I used to be, and I don't know if it came from the church background where you're always needing to improve yourself and improve yourself and improve yourself, that perfection mentality. Plus, when I was in IT is the weirdest thing. and you're probably the same thing with production.
Oh, yeah.
Anything with production, you're trying to get quality out as fast as you can. You don't want to, you want to get good stuff done, but you got to get it done fast. Yep. Just the supply and demand. And so with IT, they have Scrum, they have Agile, they have ways of figuring out how to break down stories. Like, I want to do this. And then in order for me to accomplish this, I need to break this down. First, I need to do this, and I need to do that. And you're storyboarding this entire process, and you're giving it values. You're saying, okay, this is like a 5 because this is kind of hard, kind of easy. We kind of know there's some unknowns, so that's a 5. This one's 1, super easy. I could do this today. It's not a big deal, super easy. And so you're kind of storyboarding it out. And then each week you're kind of figuring out how many what's your total number goal. So you're going to take like a 5 and a 1. Like you're saying, I can do 17. So you're pretty much figuring out like what combination you can do in order to get that 17. So you're not overworking yourself, but you're not under it. Anyway, it's got this whole process of just trying to streamline things. And you talk with people beforehand and you go, okay, this is what I did yesterday, this is what I did today. But it's the whole, your brain, after you get involved in this, starts to get wired to figuring out the most efficient way with quality involved. And then that bleeds into your own life where you're like, okay, I could probably brew coffee while I mow the lawn. And it's like you're thinking about how to do about multitasking about 5 things. And that's where I get wrapped up in my head is I will be editing while I am working on my phone to create a graphic while I've got food cooking. Like I'm trying to just throw as much as I can in that time that I know that I can do. So with efficiency, but then you start trying to figure out your own self. And so then you start reading the self-help books, you start reading like advice columns, you start talking to your friends, you start like trying to become the best person you could possibly be as well. So you're doing this at work, you're doing this in your chores in your daily life, and then you're doing it in your mind constantly. And it's like, I had to come to a point where, and I don't know if people do this when they get older, like that's why your grandpa or your dad is just like the way they are, and they just like, I'm done trying to be someone else. This is who I'm gonna be. That's where I'm finally getting. Turning 40 this year, I'm like, I don't care. Like I don't care. Until a doctor tells me, Travis, your cholesterol is way too high, you're gonna have a heart attack at some point. At that point, I'm done trying to eat healthy. I am done trying to work out. I will get my workout in where I can, but I've just got too much stuff, and now I'm too stubborn, and I just don't want to do it. And I've got to do 45 other things, so then I kind of kick things off. I know I'm rambling right now, but what I'm saying is I'm an old crotchety old man that doesn't want to do anything that. So someone comes to me, and so this is kind of me explaining myself to you, where you're like, hey, dude, just chill. Live in the moment. And I know it's very kind of you, and you're trying to help me. Tim Noah told me to get that booger, pick that, that booger picking on me is me. It'll hit and I resonate, but I'm usually immediately defensive, and I'm like, F it. I'm 40, I don't care.
Well, that comes from as the process I'm going through of seeing how I was too. It's not that I'm like that all the time.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I just see things that like as you go through that, like even the Tim Noah thing, right? You go there, you have all this in your mind, or you've already screwed something up. There's a certain point where you forget to just enjoy the moment that it's happening.
Right.
Yeah.
When you have all that going on. And I look back at a lot of stuff and I'm like, there's a lot of times where I was never enjoying the actual moment because I was so worried about something else happening or the next thing I had to do or how I was going to do this. And then you lose out in that moment. Now, that's easier said than done. There's still times I struggle with that. But I think changing your thought process to hopefully get to that point is a positive way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like the conversations we had, actually a couple different times, like where I've come at is balance. There's a lot of balance that needs to happen when you get older. Yeah, you could try to put all your effort to one thing, but what's going to be left behind?
Yeah.
And see, my dad growing up, my dad put all his heart and soul into his business. Was always gone, always traveling, doing this stuff to run the business, to grow it so we would, have food on the table and, clothes on our back. And where I come into is like, we lost a lot of time with my dad. And, he'd work all the time. We barely see him.
That's
so
yeah.
The way I look at stuff now is I want balance with my kids, with my friends, and spending time with them, because that's stuff that you don't get back. And if you don't create those relationships later on, you don't have them in the future. So there's a lot of balance that needs to happen in life. So
if you don't work on those things now, you're not going to have them in the future. So that's good. Here's the thing. Corey, I appreciate you speaking into my life. And I'm sorry that Garrett hit me with that. There's going to be a point. There's going to be a point where Corey's going to be like, man, I've been just throwing this freaking jewels to Travis. And Garrett waltzes in first night, hits 5 home runs. And Travis is like, oh, Garrett, yeah.
I'm good with that. You know why I'm good with that? Because I support Garrett.
Well, we're all supportive, right? We're friends. We got to be supportive.
Got to be supportive.
That's why I hit singles. That's how softball works. I hit singles, get on base, and Garrett comes and hits home runs.
Hits dingers.
Or you just keep hitting singles all the time and you just keep scoring.
Yeah, that's how it works. Craig just doesn't want to talk about it.
Craig's here for the podcast for like hey, what's your favorite pizza?
We went deep.
Well,
Craig will get deep. It takes
Yeah.
a few drinks, and then he's got to have hand motions in the conversation.
I've had good conversations with Craig.
Yeah, he gets
I
there.
could get deeper than
He can.
Than all you.
I want to on this podcast.
Craig can get deep.
You got to be at a garage night or catch him at the right moment.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's timing.
I was gonna add off of what you said, but I feel like it's kind of went away. But it was something that really. So my dad was a cabinet maker. He owned his own company. It's the same thing, it's not like they're at the bar just dinking around. They're working hard. They're putting food on the table. They're trying to build something. They're trying to grow something. And as a kid, you understand that. You may have some like frustrations here and there, maybe some heartbreak, but that's where I'm wrestling with right now too. Where it's like, pardon me, with my kids, I get them half the week because of my divorce. And yet that's the only time the night is like Tuesday night. That's the only time Sean can record. Well, that's one of the only nights I get my kids. Right. And so then I start like, oh, that's what I was going to say. I think it was you. Might have been you. I think it was you though. Cause you just hitting home runs over here. And
I like to hit dingers.
I think it's the sound of his voice.
They really do.
did I get deeper than the garage? I just really wanted to get deep there for him.
He's like, am I invited now?
It was perfect.
Anyway, how do you feel about that with your kids getting so old? Do you feel like the cats in the cradle guy every once in a while?
Yeah, I mean, it went fast. It does. I mean, it's this thing you always hear. I don't know if your parents or your grandparents, they tell you when you're a little bit younger, hey, if you ever had kids, it does. I mean, Kenzie is, she just turned 18 last week.
Yeah.
She's graduated in June, and anybody that knows has been hanging out with me. I mean, that seems like it went super
fast.
So yeah, when I started getting to know Craig and poker nights every night at his house when we first started,
Like 3 nights a week.
Oh, sometimes more.
Yeah.
I mean, Kenzie was in a cradle, literally.
She was in diapers. It was just so crazy how fast it does go. Yeah. I look up to Craig. Craig's like my father of like kids, like to
Really?
follow. I look up to Craig.
How many kids you got?
I got 3 girls.
But he
Three girls.
decided to have 3 girls instead of just
Yeah,
2.
I didn't follow in his footsteps. So
Hey, you were rolling that dice for that boy, and I do not blame you. I rolled the dice for the boy. I got the boy.
Well, we went to the Tulalip, so we'll just leave it there.
Okay. Hey, that's a full episode. I think I know every place where things were consummated. Like, I know. Do you know
Like where
your kids were made?
I know one of them. The other one I would assume is just home. But one I wasn't there.
So 2 of them.
We were
then.
out of town.
Wait, you said you weren't there?
I thought you meant like a general place.
I know one. I wasn't even in the room. I wasn't even involved.
I was at Montgomery Park, and
I'm that good.
Is that what you meant though? The actual place? Like
Yeah,
if you were
yeah.
on a trip
Yeah.
or if you were something like
He was,
that.
Yeah.
he was in the bed. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa! Hot tub.
Too much info for me.
You weren't vertical. You were horizontal.
Hey, you brought up sex to begin this whole episode, and that's a good bookend.
We're rounding the show.
We're gonna
back.
end it now. It's a bookend. It's the sex bookend.
Craig
Where
and
Craig-
Daisy Dukes.
Craig starts it. Craig ends it.
Where Craig brought it up, and then he all of a sudden gets really shy. Doesn't want to talk about it anymore.
Well, because Carrie listens.
All right, let's.
I'm
Yeah,
not a shy person.
you are not a shy person. Let's do shout outs. We're gonna go another shout out round. I'm gonna do it first. Get you guys to think about it. Shout out to Patreon members. And here we go. Cassie Casey, you guys get mentioned first. Eric Kellen, Desi Holly, Seth, Adam, Ira, Amanda, nailed all 10. Not figuratively, nailed them speakingly.
Is that part of the Patreon they pay for?
Yeah. They get pictured.
Of thirst.
And I'm gonna give a shout out to Lee. Even though he's never listened to this podcast and completely refuses to. You know,
He's a traditionalist.
the Bible says to love your enemies. And I feel like I've made an enemy. He's not my enemy, but I'm still going to love on him because he feels like we've hijacked Garage Night and he completely refuses to listen. So I love you, Lee. Thanks for the support.
We should invite him on.
You should.
You
should.
He'll break everything and then leave.
Do you know what would be an interesting episode? Invite him and Kyle on at the same time.
Really? Why?
Yeah, you'd have to turn the volume way down.
Oh, soundproof this even more.
Yeah.
Let's go this way, Garrett.
I'll say. I'll give a shout out to King Ainsley. Like, yeah. No more comments.
That's a good shout out because he does listen.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
But we have to tell him earmuffs, and hopefully he listens to that too.
Well, he has to because
We said earmuffs.
The problem was we didn't tell you. We give policy advice to him, and he listened, so we didn't say anything. So now you don't get what you wanted. So,
Yeah.
sorry.
You should have told me.
Yeah, I forgot.
Wait, what's your
Don't
policy
tell
advice?
us
real
we
quick?
gave employees.
My policy.
Yeah, what's your policy advice that you would give him if you could sit here and instantly sit right
We don't
here?
have another
Yeah,
hour.
that's a
Well, I
long
was
time.
just to say, yeah, we could go on the whole another show on this.
Yeah. That would take way too long.
That would be my policy.
All right, Corey. What about you, buddy?
My shout out is for the next shout out. I will shout anybody out who comes up and talks to me about this podcast at Safeway.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
You'll be my next one.
Ladies, he is free.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He
Don't
takes
start
your number too.
Don't start that. But you will get a shout out if you come to Safeway and tell me you listen to the podcast.
The produce section. By the way, heads up on that one as well. There's like 45 people. It's a revolving door in the produce section. So I swear every time I go there, somebody new. I'm like, are they just creating these people in the back and just bringing
What
them
it
in?
is we have like the core people, and then we can't keep anybody else. It's like
Yeah.
they work for a month. They're like, no, it's too hard. I'm out. And
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, Craig or Corey is the steady and easy like worker. He just is so fluid. He gets everything done, but he doesn't even break a sweat. He just moves nice and smooth
After 20 years, you know how to do it.
in your sleep.
Yeah.
In your sleep, Craig.
I'll go ahead and give a shout out to Katie for allowing Garrett to come here tonight and talk to us.
Oh.
Yeah, really? Is that? Wait? Is that a joke?
No, I'm being serious.
Does Katie? Are you saying that she?
I
Runs
did.
the
I did
household?
have to text her before I
Does
came.
she run the household?
No, but she, like everybody knows, you always give your wife a heads up, and she
Yeah.
obviously was.
And
okay
for-
with Garrett coming.
I've worked on the communication for
Yeah,
20 something years. So
And for all the upcoming BCFL events that she's going to allow you
It'll
to
be
be at.
coming up
There's
quite a
a lot
bit.
coming up.
And I was wondering also though, or if that was shots fired to Casey in 18 that Casey didn't allow him to come.
I don't know her good enough to
I can.
fire
yeah,
a shot.
I'll
but,
fire a shot.
I will tell you, he's baking a cake instead of being here. So
And I
Baking
couldn't,
a cake.
Cake.
Enough
He's
said.
baking.
I
a
couldn't
cake.
find out what kind of cake it was.
I like how I'm the slobby second.
because that's
Yeah.
important.
We're like, who's
After
available?
18.
And then they weren't available. Garrett on at some
I'll
point.
just jump on.
He's a newlywed. He's still trying to get his brownie points up
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's
or his cake points.
the young con man. All right, well, thanks everyone for listening. Please hit up with questions, even guests, and we'll bring Garrett back. We like Garrett a lot. I might edit a few things that I said about him and his dad, but
It hurt my feelings.
I'm just kidding. I won't. I'll leave it all in.
It's all true.
All right, thanks for listening, everyone. Have a great week and weekend.